All right, Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that teach us the truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Peace, love, and blessings unto the elect, starting off with the 144,000, which are the men, the prophets, the men of the Lord, and then the rest of, the remnant, 1/3, which consists of men, young men, women, and children that's going to be saved in the last days when Lord Yahweh Shai make his second return to judge 2/3 of his people and to judge the other heathen nations, man. Shalom, shalom. The title of my lesson is going into the reality of the American dream. And the reality of the American dream is not as easy as people portrayed it to be, especially during the times of us going to school. All right. And a lot of people, tell us, you got to work hard, establish this and establish that, not knowing or not telling us or warning us about the bullshit that we will have to go through, meeting people, meeting these assholes of top CEOs and, managers at certain, local branches, retail stores, so on and so forth, not telling the downside of pursuing that American dream, because all they been pushed out via through the public food system and the media was that America is the way. America is the number one country and will forever, be the number one country. But according to prophecy, according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we are seeing the decline of Babylon the Great, which we known as this place right now. All right. According to the Bible. So what I'm about to show, because it says in the head title, is the economy booming, question mark. And a lot of times these people, these rulers and politicians be lying to the people, a lot of times, well, majority of the times, but we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, and we have, we're not standing upon the ones that smote us. All right. We're not trusting and believing on the systems and the beliefs of Babylon the Great. All right. Of Edomite supremacy. OK, because that's basically what it is. And you already know what I'm, calling it, calling it straightforward, man. You already know who's in control of all the legislations, all the rules, basically the whole entire world. All right. Job 9:24. So I'm about to play this video right quick.
So I just had a guy tell me that the economy is booming and that the only reason people are struggling is because they're not working hard enough. Yep, so for all of us struggling, we're just not working hard enough. Does this guy realize that today there are people who are making $30,000 to $50,000 more dollars a year than they were making 3 to 5 years ago, but they are struggling more today than 3 to 5 years ago? Has this guy walked through a grocery store? Has he seen the price of chips? Has he seen the price of cereal? Has he seen the prices of anything? Does he realize that we have elderly who, in order to put food on the table, are having to go work at Walmart even though they're 80 years old? Does he realize that people who are in their 30s and 40s, who do have a job, who do have a good career, have moved back in with their parents because they can't afford the price of rent and they can't buy a home right now because the interest rates are so high and the prices of homes are still high? And then you add on property taxes, and then you add on home insurance. People can't afford that. And it's not as simple as go get a better job, go get a second job. It's not that simple. Telling a mom like me to go get a second job when I'm already working a full-time career and I already have a 2-hour commute every day, I don't have time for that. Okay, so what? And one thing I can say about this society, they basically, program you to basically kill yourself and to put all your time and effort in being a corporate employee, aka a corporate slave, man. Because that's just like the elder apostle Tahar said via through the spirit. The nicest form of calling somebody a slave is an employee. All right. Because via that way of getting that employment, guess what? The number one thing that you have to give up, your social security number.
And that right there, and birth certificate. Those are two indicators that you are a slave, man. All right. And let me think of that precept. Because, pertaining to the elect, all right, the Lord's chosen people, he's going to wear out the saints, according to Daniel 7:25. But I want to get this precept right quick in Proverbs 29, warning and instructions. 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. All right, when there's a righteous vibration in the earth, when the righteous people are in authority, ruling the earth, all right, the people or the nations and everything around it has a righteous vibration and will be, rejoicing, man. All right, that's how you know that it's a clear indicator, going back to Job 9:24, that the so-called white man, the Caucasian race, are the ones that fit that biblical ID of Esau, Edom, man. All right. But meanwhile, they get so mad and so on and so forth, letting you know furthermore that we're correct. Because if we was doing, teaching all type of false doctrines, madness, or just straight up being niggas, they at least wouldn't attack our pages, wouldn't attack, try to secretly watch brothers' every moves. Because certain brothers had certain accounts attesting that they seen some strange, suspicious activities, as them pertaining to being watched. Okay. And it's automatically that they watch us via through these phones, our devices, our TVs, I forgot the operation name, but they had a whole operation. I think Operation Mockingbird. All right. Basically imitating, and receiving all that data of national, just in case national security, but nationwide, cellular device and so on and so forth. You can do your own research yourself to go more into depth. But let me read it again. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And this is a clear indication that she is mourning, man. It's already bad enough that she's, and she has a good paying job. As I can, probably can guess. And she already done said that she already be commuting back and forth to her job like 2 hours. So, they have to be paying her some type of gas mileage included, or they just paying her that good to the point, she can cover all these things. But meanwhile, she's still struggling at home, making ends meet with paying the bills, the mortgage rates being high, groceries, like she said, gas prices, depending on which side of the, which state that you live in. Hey, that shit is bad off, man. You basically in a lose-lose situation. And the shit that pisses me off about these Babylonians, these simple people, bruh, no matter where the fuck you go, you're still going to catch hell. You're going to struggle, especially you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This was not our place to prosper, man. All right. This was our captivity in a nutshell. Okay. And this place has been destroying our people throughout generations and generations, man, via through the curses, because the Lord has punished us because of our disobedience, man. Let me read something right quick. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High, Yahweh, to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. All right. For ye provoke him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought ye up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. Ultimately, that's why we're in this messed up conditions that we're in. To the point, always pertaining to our people are the ones that catch the most hell, that has, the worst diseases. All right, the ones that's basically at the bottom toll of poverty, so on and so forth. The ones that always be working to the point, they damn near about to die. All right, and they have that homeborn slave mind frame going back to Jeremiah 2:14. Okay, because at the end of the day, this is not our rest, but our people has trusted in this place, man. So let me get Micah 2:10 since I quoted it. Woe to oppressors. And let me read verse 1. Micah 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Going back to the 1948ers, man. All right. Going back to that. Okay, because they oppress people and take of lands. Going back to Psalm 49 and 11. Change their names and putting it upon the lands, so that it may be a memorial, a forever memorial unto them. But they're sadly mistaken that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is dwelling with the house of Israel, man. Starting off with the elect. The Lord does not love these other nations. The Lord does not care about these other nations. He only cares about Israel, and he's only going to protect Israel and bring Israel to everlasting salvation in the kingdom of heaven. Jumping down to verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Reading the NLT. Said judgment against wealthy oppressors. I wonder who fits that description, man. The elites. All right. While they're getting rich, their slaves, whether they be the higher paid slaves or the lower paid slaves, they're still suffering all in one, man. That's how you know the ultimate agenda is for the 1%ers. Okay. If you're not part of that 1%ers, or even within that, that's how you know that's the wicked. All right. There's no, if Satan be against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? Roughly paraphrasing. All right. These devils can't stand each other and want world domination upon their own household, man. The house of Edom. All right. So how much more, the people of America, the people of the world, different nations that they done conquered via by deceit and riches, going back to Sirach chapter 10 and 8. It said, what sorrows await you, verse 1, Micah 2 and 1. What sorrows await you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have power to do so. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. Also Psalms 55 and 20 and 21, man. All right. Their mouth was smooth as butter, but yet drawing swords. That is Esau Edom. That is their characteristic trait. That's how they move, man. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. And he did that to the nation of Israel. And this also can link up with James, the 5th chapter. Okay. Let me see. I was thinking of another precept. Oh, Habakkuk. The water Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Habakkuk 2. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. Then open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. All right. Just like death is never satisfied, because that's a constant thing. That's part of life. So the ultimate, characteristic trait of Esau Edom is never being satisfied, always being prideful, want to have that God-like complex. All right. See himself as the Most High, saying that there is no God. That is the Edomites. They open their mouths as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many people. All right. And that's what they done, man. Salakia, just reading on through. And that's how they conquered peoples and lands. By deceiving the people and thinking everything is sweet. All right. Basically, the being Americanized, man. The American ideology of the way of life, because they really think that this is the true and only way of living. All right. And we all, and you have a spiritual eye, you can see, just look what's happening in America. All right. Statistically, and people already did the reports. America is the #1 country leading in, prison incarcerations, the moles, okay, the pedos, and this is the breeding ground of that filth, man. Okay. Going back to, Nahum, the 3rd chapter. This is the well-favored harlot. All right. That golden city. But it's ceasing, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Get a second job and now I'm never with my children? How is that worth it? Oh, and now I have to go pay more daycare expenses? How is that worth it? Okay, we have a lot of people in this country, in this world, struggling, and the answer is not to bury your head in the sand and act like nothing's going on. Do not tell me the economy is booming. The economy is not booming when people are struggling the way they are. And when I mean people that have good jobs, who have good degrees, who have 2 incomes coming in their house, and the family is still struggling. That's not a booming economy.
God. Yeah, Esau mad, man. All right. Esau is mad. And this another little thing I had came across. It's called the Next News Network. Watch and subscribe to it. And it says, you'll never believe how much American Dream now costs, out of reach for most. And I'm not going to play the video, fair use, fair use. If I haven't said it earlier, I'm not going to play much of the video, just for the simple fact, you can do your own research, and, I don't want to get flagged. And then on top of that, for the ones that have the spiritual eyes to see and the spiritual ears of understanding, you shall see that prophecy is happening and that the Lord is deteriorating and declining this place from the inside out. All right. And not only that, he's making, weak nations becoming strong through military weaponry. All right. Joel, the 3rd chapter, 3 and 9, and read further on down, because these nations are preparing for war. OK, they're preparing for war because it's prophecy. That's just the simple thing, the simplest terms to the fact that it's prophecy, and this place is about to go down through nuclear missiles, which is prophesied in the Bible in various many chapters, man, of the prophets. Okay. And so on and so forth. Isaiah 14. It's Isaiah 14, and I'm going to start at 1. For the Lord, Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And, for edification's sake, we got to go into that word stranger, which, is Gar, but is a foreigners in Israel, an Israelite foreigner. Someone that's, sojourn, or the original inhabitants of Jerusalem. Okay, that's a form of being a stranger. Also, we was all in that stranger Gentile state of mind, going back to, I believe, either First Corinthians or 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. Matter of fact, let me see. Gentiles, mind. Salakia, Gentiles. Just for edification's sake. First Corinthians 12:2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led. All right. And that's basically, we always been led unto dumb idols and going away from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why we're in the conditions that we're in now. All right. So those strangers are Israelite foreigners, man. Or just, Israelites coming back, into the glorious light of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so like here, go back to that. Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, that they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right. And that's going into the heathen nations. All the heathens that had ties in our captivity, man. But first and foremost, it's starting off with Esau Edom being the head nigga of captivity, man. All right. That's going to be the number one nation that we're going to, put the uttermost hell upon, man. Complete hell and destruction upon. Because you know why? Ezekiel the 25th chapter, and also Ezekiel the 35th chapter, man. The Lord is going to put the spirit upon his people to execute that vengeance, man. All right, upon Edom, Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Elam, all the heathen nations, man. Ham, Japheth. But it's going to be different levels of ass whooping in the kingdom of heaven, man. Because the Lord is a balance. Okay. He's a complete balance. Verse 3, and it shall come to pass in that day, and the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. All right, going Lamentation 4:22. The iniquity is accomplished of Zion, man, of Zion. Okay, this is the last captivity that the Lord is going to put us through, and Jacob's trouble is going to be the last, tribulation for his peoples, man. Okay. Other than that, we're going to be inheriting forever peace and righteousness, rest from sorrows forever and ever, which people cannot picture, but I can picture it because I believe, man. I have faith in that. And I know the Lord can do it. Meanwhile, the Lord can do whatever the hell he want to do. But you telling me he can't do that? He can't make people live forever? Come on, man. Like I said, you people, man, the Lord's going to destroy you just for the simple fact you lack faith in a lot of shit, man. Okay? You don't believe in nothing that the Lord, that the Lord has done, man. And don't give no credit. Verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how had the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepters of the ruler. The Lord is breaking down this place from the inside out. Okay. And this is in the NLT, verse 4. You will taunt the king of Babylon. You will say, the mighty man has been destroyed. Yes, your insolence is ended. And I want to look that word up. I looked it up earlier, but I want to look it up again. The quality or state of insolence. Let's open up a new tab. Contemptuous in speech or conduct, exhibiting boldness, impudent, see, we can look up impudent. Or cocky, bold, disregard of others. All right, basically prideful, man. That pride nation is going to be taken out of the way. All right, and the Lord is destroying that pride via, shameful spewing, being upon their glory. The miry, no, not the miry with thick clay. The thick clay, going back into Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter in verse 6, which goes into the heavy debts, the national debt clock, because this economy is really run off of non-backed up currency, man. It's not backed up by anything. So if it was to go down, it would not. If it would, if it was to go down, it would not be replaced. But when it does go down, it will be replaced via that MARK, the MOTB, because it's according to prophecy, Revelation 13:16. All right. And because of the economic crisis that's going on now, eventually it's going to lead to a financial crash, man. And this crash is going to be the greatest crash of all, because, like I said, through prophecy, is going to lead unto the MOTB. All right. And for you people that don't believe, or you scoff and scorn, I can't wait till your judgment hit your ass, man. Because, like I said, I'm tired of niggas. I'm tired of fuck boys and ignorant souls that walk this earth, man. The land of the lost in this bitch, man. Okay. But only the elect has that light. All right. Showing that light to, gather in the elect, the rest of the elect, and to shun off the fucking zombies, man. The wickedness of this world. But anyway, yes, your insolence is ended, for Yahweh has crushed your wicked power and broken your evil rule. And that's ultimately going to happen once all hell breaking loose. And we're seeing the first steps of it. Okay, like I said, watch this video. And this video is very edifying via through the spirit, because it also goes into Psalms, the 64th chapter in verse 8, that his tongue shall fall upon itself. Because even his own allies, his own people of this world is tired of the BS of Babylon the Great, the torture and the suffering of the people. All right. Meanwhile, the government be shutting down from time to time. It seems like it shut down every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, which is no good sign. Okay, that's just like a regular job. Keep closing down, reopening a business slow, this and that, the third. Eventually, the business is going to completely stop, man. How much more America? This place is real life on borrowed time via through prophecy. Let me get matter of fact, I get my Bible right here. The Apocrypha. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8. I'll start at 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit. All right. And that's how this place has, been prosperous, man, by deceiving nations and getting them by fraud, mischiefs, deceits, so on and so forth, man. All right. Going all the way back to when they stole this land from the northern tribes, man. Gad, Reuben, and Issachar. All right. And the other, other tribes that was here too. Also Ephraim. Okay. The 10 tribes of Israel, man, the northern kingdom. Okay. They were all over here, and they all got wiped out and segregated and separated and conquered by these devils, man. Whether it be the conquistadors or, the Spaniards, which basically are the same. The conquistadors, the Spanish conquistadors, man. All right. That's why all of them speak Spanish. All right, the Latin tribes, as they will say. Riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? This is not a more wicked thing. This is not more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such as one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he causeth away his bowels. All right, but going back unto the kingdom is translated from one people unto another. That's leading unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai redeeming his people. All right, bringing forth back, starting off with the elect. And when all the prophecies come to pass and New Jerusalem is going to be raining down from the heavens, right alongside with Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, we're going to establish righteousness in the earth. We're going to, put all the nations under subjection. All right, and that's going to be another video. All right, all nations are going into bondage, man. All right, only Israel will receive the kingdom of heaven, starting off with the elect. And because the elect is going to have the luxury of the pleasurable things, aka sex, okay, we're going to procreate the rest of the nation of Israel, man. And it's just that simple. But people, like I say, people want to make shit harder for themselves, man. But ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushai has not chosen you to receive that revelation, to receive that truth. All right. Not only the kingdom of heaven, all right, is only for the Israelites, and all the other nations are going to be in captivity and subjection. We're going to be doing the things that we're, do in a fleshly sense, but only in pure righteousness, man. All right. Eating, drinking, having children, enjoying our children, enjoying our wives, plural, because women are going to be in their natural order. We're going to have as many wives as we want, bro. OK, and as many women as we want. All right. Concubines, so on and so forth. But verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that have it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord Yahweh brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. The Lord has cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. All right, and that can be twofold going into, the nation of Israel, because during those time of the judges and the kings, how the Lord had wicked rulers that was ruling during that time and very prideful and very disobedient. And he took those members down and set up, the ones that he wanted, aka the prophets, like King David. All right, Samuel. OK, because if I'm not mistaken, Samuel was a king and a prophet. OK, and correct me if I'm wrong on that. Anybody, on the comment board or whatever. But through the spirit, he was a king and a prophet. All right. Verse 15, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai have plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. And ultimately, that's what the Lord is going to do to Babylon the Great. All right. According to Revelations, the 17th chapter, Revelation, the 18th chapter, Isaiah, the 24th chapter, Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. All right. Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, when it goes into the missiles not breaking their ranks, so on and so forth. It's countless of scriptures of total annihilation of nuclear fire. 2 Peter 3 and 9 and 10 on down. Okay. So at the end of the day, the reality of the American dream, it was a lie since the beginning, man. There was never the so-called American dream being good. Because this place was always, run by bloodshed, man. All right. Let me read Nahum 3. And this is against Nineveh, but the new Nineveh is also Babylon the Great. What sorrow awaits Nineveh, the city of murder and lies? Isn't this place full of that too? She is crammed with wealth and is never without victims. Hear the crack of the whips and the rumble of wheels, horses, hovers proud, and chariots clattery wildly. And that's going into, and that was speaking about back then, but ultimately the vehicles, all right, the jumping chariots, which in today's time are the vehicles, man, the vehicles that we see now and that we drive. Verse 3, see the flashing swords and glittering spears as the charioteers charge past. These are countless casualties, heaps of bodies, so many bodies that people stumble over them. All right, and it says the Lord's judgment. And this going into how the Lord is going to destroy Babylon the Great. All right, and the way that's going to happen is that plague of fire, going back to Zechariah 14 and 12. All right. Verse 4, because of the multitude of whoredoms and the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredom and families through her witchcrafts, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, Sabaoth, and will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and set thee as a gazing stock. Okay. And that's what's going on in America, Babylon the Great. Everybody is looking upon this filthy man. All right. And they basically but let me finish reading this, Salakia. Verse 4 in the NLT. All this because Nineveh, the beautiful and faithless city, all right, and it's beautiful because the so-called, matter of fact, goes into Revelation, the 17th chapter. Let me see. Yeah, I got my Bible right here. All right, because it is the well-favored harlot, because everybody wants to be like her, and everybody, goes after her, man. The moderation. Okay. This is Revelation 17. And 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And that's America, man. All right. And I saw, verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the saints of the martyrs of Yahushua HaMashiach. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. All right. And I'm going to look that in the NLT. Revelation 17. And 6. I start at 4. The woman wore purple and scarlet clothing and beautiful jewelry made of gold and precious gems and pearls. In her hand she held a golden goblet goblet full of obsessories. Let me see.
Obscenities.
Obscenities.
Obscenities. See what that word means. Obscenities. Look up. The state or quality of being. Hold on. The act of strongly offense, morality and social politicals, politics of the time. Vile, outrage, or revenge. Okay. Going against morality and social, basically going against the morality. All right. And the impurities of her immortality. A mysterious name was written on her forehead, Babylon the Great, mother of all prostitutes and obscurities in the world. All right, filthiness, drunkenness, man, nastiness. And that's what Babylon the Great promotes, especially with the community, man, with that community. Verse 6, I could see that she was drunk with the blood of God's holy people who were witness for Yahushai. I stared at her in complete amazement. Why are you so amazed? The angel asked. I will tell you the mystery of this woman, of the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns, which she sits. All right. Basically, the angel had to, get him out of that trance because he was admiring the way of that whore, just like how these people admire the way of Babylon the Great, to the point it none reach over into certain lands, all right, that people practice the same shit that America practice, man. Verse 4 again, Nahum 3 and 4, and all this because Nineveh, the beautiful and faithless city, mistress of deadly charms, enticed the nations with her beauty. She taught them all her magic, enchanting people everywhere. See, that lets you know that's Babylon the Great, man. And now it's coming to an end. Verse 5, I am your enemy, says Yahweh of heaven's armies. And now I will lift up your skirts and show all the earth your nakedness and shame. I will cover you with filth and show the world how vile you really are. And all who see you will shrink back and say Nineveh lies in ruins. Where are the mourners? Does anyone regret your destruction? All right. And that's what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. They should, see from the other parts of the world and see the destruction. All right. The smoke of her burning, man. And this Nineveh that is talking about is Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. Because the old, Nineveh it wasn't time, for them to be brought to destruction, and then they were spared. But ultimately, something happened to Nineveh. All right. But this place would not be spared, man. It would be utterly, completely wasted. All right. The whole land. OK. The whole land of Babylon the Great. Get one more scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse, I'll start at 1. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste and turneth it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with his mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. All right. And that's Esau Edom, man. All right. That did all these things. And with that being said, all these people